Hi there, I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben.
Today we'll be showing you how to perform a more unique repair. In fact, some culinary skills could actually come in handy.
More specifically, we will be showing you how to fix the yellow light of death error on the PlayStation 3.
The yellow light of death signifies a common problem with the older, so-called fat models of the PS3, and is displayed shortly after a green light while powering on the PS3, and is followed by a blinking red light.
The light means that the solder joints in between the board and CPU and/or the GPU have cracked, causing incomplete circuits. This can be fixed in a process called reflowing in an oven.
This may sound a little unconventional, when in fact factory-made components are attached to circuit boards all the time in the manufacturing process with specialized reflow ovens.
But in our case, a household oven will have to do the job instead.
To perform this repair, we will need a screwdriver set, some sticky tack, aluminum foil, isopropyl alcohol, a baking tray, and some replacement thermal compound.
Before we begin with the repair, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
To start, we need to disassemble the PS3 and remove the motherboard.
We are not showing that process here, as it is quite time-consuming. There are many guides on the internet that will show you how to do this.
After the motherboard is out, remove the thermal pads and keep them in a safe location as they'll be needed later. Then scrape away the thermal compound from the components.
Now we need to start insulating the components shown here on the motherboard. These components do not tolerate heat well and could be damaged if they are not insulated during the baking process.
Use a substance like sticky tack and surround the components as shown. Then rip a piece of aluminum and cover the sticky tack shiny side out to insulate the components from the heat.
Now, make a bed of aluminum foil to isolate the motherboard from the tray so that it heats evenly.
If the oven is heated, you can place the tray with the motherboard inside. After about 15 minutes, the solder should have reflowed and you can turn off the oven.
Leave the oven open a crack so the board can cool down slowly.
Now we need to remove the insulation from the components. Just pull the aluminum and sticky tack off of the components, but be careful that you don't pull off the components themselves.
If there is residue left from the sticky tack, you can use isopropyl alcohol to wipe it off, or you can just use more sticky tack to pull it off.
Now we need to place the thermal pads that we removed earlier and apply a new thermal compound to the CPU and GPU.
Now, onto the reassembly.
Make sure that you reattach the right pads to their respective locations. They can be rinsed with warm water if they do not adhere well.
Next, clean the CPU and GPU with isopropyl alcohol and reapply a new layer of thermal paste.
It is essential that the paste is distributed evenly, and using a plastic wrapped finger to spread it out makes this an easy process. Don't use your bare finger as your skin oils will become mixed in.
The remnants of the thermal paste are removed from the heatsink and then it is carefully set onto the board. Make sure that it is aligned with its respective posts as you lower it.
Once it's on board, we can flip the assembly over and screw in the retaining plates. These help the chips and heatsink maintain complete contact for efficient heat transfer.
From this point on, the rest of the assembly is relatively simple. If any complications occur, one of many guides online can be referred to.
Once the PS3 is reassembled, you can power it on and start using it again.